Hey guys, it's Piet Levy, music writer for Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, tabmilwaukee.com. This is it. Summerfest is ended, and it ended with probably the best show of the whole run with Usher. Usher played the Marcus Amphitheater, and he was the biggest get, really, for the big gig, because this was his only U.S. show all summer. Usher's kind of done some sporadic U.S. shows in the last few years. His last tour was in 2011. He went through some personal family problems, some very public problems. In 2012, he released an album called Looking for Myself, which has a lot of really good stuff on it. But the album underperformed, shockingly underperformed in my opinion. So this was an important show for him. He clearly wants to get back out there. He's got a popularity boost from The Voice. He's released a couple of songs that have gotten some good traction. Usher is ready to get back onto the A-list, and this show proved he's been working his butt off to do it. This was a crazy good show, like insanely good show. From the very opening on OMG, Usher came out and he put so much energy into his dance moves. He stayed in step 2 with his 6 incredible dancers. Sweat was just kind of all over his face. And then 5 songs later, he was dripping in sweat. It was just pouring off of him. It was like he was a towel just doused in water. It was just insane. So he was just really, really just covered in sweat. But besides that, there was also just a really good band backing with him as well. He had a 9-piece band with him, and they were able to reimagine songs in really fresh ways. You Remind Me kind of came out as a really cool and crisp soul number. It ended with some sweet a cappella. Nice and Slow had some 80s guitar to it. Love in This Club was kind of a sleeker, sexier kind of EDM track. And Good Kissers, the new song, they even kind of reinterpreted that in a new way too. It came out with Usher shirtless on the drums, just rocking it. Ladies loved it. And then it eventually kind of went into this kind of stripped down sort of remix version with a lot of great dancing. The whole night was just so entertaining. It was so entertaining that, in fact, that apparently it rained. I was outside in the Marcus Amphitheater during this show, and apparently when I came out, I saw there was, water all over the place, and people had some wet shirts and all sorts of things like that. I had no idea. I mean, it was just that mesmerizing. And Usher was just that good. He said at one point that, he doesn't give 10%, he doesn't give 80%, he gives 120%. And honestly, that was an understatement. I mean, it was almost superhuman the way he delivered that show and how good that show was. Extremely impressive, a really good get for Summerfest. When that show goes out there across the country, provided he has an album that's just as good, Usher will be back on top of the A-list for sure. He might honestly be more popular than ever before. This is really, really something to see and a show to remember. So guys, thank you so much for being part of this Summerfest coverage. We have the full review of Usher's show at jsonline.com/Summerfest. We've got photos as well. We have reviews of all the final headliners, some of the final acts, not all the final headliners, but a lot of the final acts on July 6th. We have tons of reviews at jsonline.com/Summerfest. Lots of photo galleries, exclusive video interviews, video performances from Summerfest with Marcus Yahoo, with Some Kind of Wonderful, with Gary Clark Jr. Just a lot of content. And it's been a real pleasure giving you this Summerfest content. Thanks so much to anyone who's watched anything, read anything, and we'll do it all again in 2015. All right, rock on. Thanks a lot.